This conference will now be recorded.
Is that you, Andrea? Who did the train sound? Okay. No one will fess up. Okay. Welcome, everybody. My name is Kim. I'm one of the moderators here at our MS support group tonight. And then I will also make the announcement we have 2 new moderators to the group. I don't know if they've been trained yet, but they are new moderators. So Andrea, welcome. Andrea is a moderator, and Carmen. So we have an international moderator as well. This is so exciting. And Hannah is here tonight. Oh my God, she
Yay!
made
Hi
it.
guys. Hi guys.
I don't know why I'm running the place. I'm full of moderators tonight, so I don't need to be here. So
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to take a
Hi.
break, you're good. Hi. Hey John. Hey Andrea. How are you
Hello, good to
guys?
see you.
Good to see you too. Yeah, oh my God, it's been forever since I've been
it
here.
has been forever. If you
It
don't
really
know,
has.
Hannah is our in-house art teacher who teaches us the amazing art. So please enjoy her classes. They're taped. They're not, I sound old school when I say taped. They are recorded and
I
put
do that
online if you
too.
can't make them in person. And then I think
I do
Hannah
that
is going
too.
to be joining us in the future because in 2 weeks when we have our meetings, the second meeting of the month is now we're switching it to 1:30 p.m. Eastern time, and
Mm-hmm.
then the second Tuesday of the month, then we go back to this time, and then we just keep flip-flopping and flip-flopping. So I know that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of confusing, but that'll be easier for some people that can't make it in the
Mm-hmm.
evening, but it'll also be hard for people that work full time to come to those meetings, and I apologize for that. So anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm more likely to be able to join those meetings, so all good.
I'm super excited. So let's go around and introduce ourselves. Looks like we got some new people here. So let's go ahead, introduce yourself and let us know if you need time tonight. So Frank, go ahead and introduce yourself, please.
Hey, I'm Frank Austin, Plainville, Kansas. Secondary progressive MS, diagnosed in 1997. I don't take any drugs, well, except for the 8 that I take for other stuff. Uh, and I do not need any time tonight.
Okay, thank you. Andrea, welcome. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Andrea. I live in North Carolina. I have relapsing remitting or secondary progressive, who knows at this point. Uh, Ocrevus, 2012, I was diagnosed. Just a very short amount of time tonight, Kim.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, John, welcome. Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm John. I live in Big Rapids, Michigan. I was diagnosed with relapsing remitting in 2016, and I'm currently on Zeposia. And Kim, I do need time tonight to complain.
Okay.
And our newest moderators, Andrea and Carmen, I need you to be really, really quick on the beep button for like my ranting and raving so that it actually can be put online.
Well, they allow cussing on YouTube. That's fine. We're not
Okay.
monetized or anything like that. So it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. All right. Thank you, John. Corey, welcome back. Introduce yourself, please, and let us know
Yeah,
if you need time
my name's
tonight.
my name's Corey. I was diagnosed with relapsing remitting MS in 2021 in February. I take Ocrevus. I just had my shot today, or my infusion today for 7 hours, and I'm good till October. And I do not need any time tonight.
Okay. Thanks, Corey. Carmen, welcome. Introduce yourself, please.
Hi. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Hi, I'm Carmen from Canada. I look a little disheveled because I just got back from a massage appointment and it's freezing in my office. So I'm trying to get my heating pad going and my blankies and all that stuff. And I'm sitting at my computer because I want to
Hey, honey.
see all the background things that can happen as an organizer. Usually I'm on my iPad sitting in my chair with various heating pads and blankets. So this is a new zone for me, and holy cow, it's like a whole new world. Like seriously, you guys, seeing it on the iPad compared to the computer, Whoa, mind blown. I don't have a beep button that I know of. I don't know if you did you get that in your orientation, Andrea?
I did not.
No.
Nope.
The only
It's
Sorry,
just
time
John.
it's just called the John button.
The only time I mute somebody and it's nothing personal is when there's like background noise or
Yeah.
there's lots of static or beeping on their side. Then I'll mute, or like the TV on and it takes all the sound. Then I'll mute them. It's like I said, it's nothing personal. It's just for so
Ah,
people can hear better. So, did you need
right.
time tonight, Carmen?
No.
Okay. All right. Hannah, welcome. Introduce yourself,
Hello.
please.
Yes, well, I'm Hannah. I have relapsing remitting Ocrevus, diagnosed, oh, sorry, relapsing remitting MS. I take Ocrevus. When was I diagnosed? In June of 2017. What else am I supposed to say? My
Did you say where you're from? Did you need any time tonight
San,
to talk?
oh, that's right, San Antonio, Texas. My favorite color is pink. Um, no, good on time.
Okay. And then I believe you're new. Z. Welcome. Introduce yourself. Tell us a little about yourself.
Hi, I'm Z. Pronouns they, them. I'm in Austin, Texas, so not far from you, Hannah.
Hey!
Um, and I just got diagnosed last week with relapsing remitting multiple sclerosis. I had
Wow.
transverse myelitis and super doses of steroids and was sick for a week after that from the steroids. But I can feel a lot of my legs again, so like, yay. Um, and I'm back to work. I worked 3 days last week, and then I had to call in, but see how this week goes. And I'm exploring medication with my doctor, and so learning about a lot of stuff and doing a lot of research. So I guess sometime tonight, because I definitely have questions. I'm not sure like what all to ask, but like, yeah.
Yeah,
So
we'll
Or where
come
to
back to
start.
you
Yeah.
shortly and get all your questions because this is a fun group when you're just diagnosed and you're the group of all these people with MS that we've been dealing with, and it's kind of nice to bounce things off. Like, am I the only one? And like everyone raises their hand. It's really nice. So welcome, Z. And then we have a caller on the phone. Would you like to introduce yourself at all tonight?
You are on mute if you would like to talk.
Caller number one, you're on the air.
Okay, if they change their mind, we'll let them know. And then I just realized I totally blew off the introduction for myself. That's just my day today. Kim
Hmm.
from Des Moines, Iowa, relapsing remitting, diagnosed in 2012, and currently on Ocrevus. Okay, let's jump to Z first, and just if you want to tell us your journey at all, or if you want to jump into all the crazy questions you have since you were diagnosed last week and you're like, what is entailed in my life? What's going to go on here? So take it away, Z.
all right. Well, let's see. Um, well, it's not my first autoimmune diagnosis. Um, I've got urticarial vasculitis, and I'm already on um, Plaquenil for that. And I've had trouble sleeping since like high school. And they're like, you have idiopathic insomnia. You can't sleep well, but we don't know why. Depression, anxiety, like 2009 diagnosis, and then got what they considered GERD and the vasculitis in 2021. None of their meds worked. Went to like a nutritionist. Turned out to be like, oh, you have H. pylori and candida overgrowth. Let's treat that. And it seems to be doing better, but I'm still on like doing like an Ayurvedic / autoimmune protocol diet to keep things under control. And then I started getting, I've been heat sensitive since college, and then the last few years have been really heat sensitive, just like getting woozy and nauseated and that in the heat. And then it's like, oh, it turns out that's an MS symptom. I had 3 lesions in my MRI in my brain and 1 in my spine at the T3. And 2 of the lesions were older, so I don't know how long they've been there. And like the doctor said, I'm pretty lucky to get a diagnosis this quick. So I'm like, cool, because I'm already dealing with all this other stuff. And the migraines have been worse. So we're working on getting my Nurtec approved again, because of course they're like, why don't you take Remigipan? It's like, because I get adverse reaction. And then we're going to try Mavenclad to see if that immune reconstitution therapy works. So one of my questions is, have any of y'all tried it? Have you heard of somebody trying it? How does it work? Because I had such a bad reaction to the steroids, like I was on my back for like a week with nausea and like I couldn't eat solid food, and I had vertigo and the migraine, and like it was pretty bad. So she said that Ocrevus, like, which sounds like a lot of you are using, is like maybe not recommended because it usually comes with steroids.
What was
I
the
guess
name of the drug that you had a question on, Z? Can you repeat the name of the drug?
Mavenclad,
Okay.
Mavenclad.
Has
Um,
anyone been on that or taken that one in this group tonight? I don't
I've
think
heard of it. That's
we
it.
do have people that have been on it, but no one
Yeah.
here.
okay.
Yeah, it's relatively new still, so
What is its
being
street name?
surprised.
Cladribine.
Okay.
So I think, yeah, it was like 2019. So that it got FDA approved.
Mm.
And
Is
then,
that
like,
the
is
one that you
there a,
take like once a year for 2 years? Is that one?
you take it 5 days 1 month,
Yeah.
and then 5 days the next month, and then on the year anniversary, you take it 5 days, and then 5 days. It like kills down your B cells, and then they go back, and then it kills down all the adult B cells, and then they're like, it gives a chance for like the baby cells to grow up and not be shitty like their parents, like killing you. So
Yeah. So I do have a friend who has done that, and he's on back on Ocrevus now. So that one
okay,
failed him.
okay,
But everyone's
yeah,
different though. Yeah, like you
Of
could
course.
react totally different.
And honestly, I'm not sure if he did the second year. I'm not positive about that. So he might
okay.
not have followed proper protocol if I know him.
What was that pill you were on again, Z?
The one that my doctor, because we talked about doing Kesimpta or Mavenclad, and we're gonna try Mavenclad first. It's also known as Cladribine.
Okay. Yeah, no, because I was on a pill called Tacefedera.
Mm. And then, is there a specific resource or book that you, as an MS patient, would recommend that would be helpful for?
National MS Society. MS Can Do.
Hmm. MS
MS Focus.
Association. Hmm.
National, yeah, the MS.
Andrea, do you want to put some of those in the chat box,
Yes.
please? We
Oh,
do have
thanks.
a
I'm like, oh, well,
no,
gotta write
we
it
have a
down.
chat box. You can also have conversations in that chat box with people too. It's another nice resource as well in these chats. So
Z,
Okay.
I think that you could just say to your doctor, like, hey, I need literature about all these medicines. Luckily, my diagnosis day, I went home with 15 books. I really honestly think so. And some of them were a little bit more cheery and some of them were factual. But yeah, ask your neurologist or your provider for stuff like that.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I've got like the basic informational stuff
Yeah.
and like a magazine and links and all that, but I know that like sometimes there's resources. It's like, oh, this actually really helped me with day to day whatever. Um, so I figured I'd check.
MS Society.
One that I like, I keep forgetting she exists, is Tripping on Air. She has a YouTube channel
Hmm.
and she also has a blog. Very informative.
Yeah, I think there's also something called Bezzy. I think it's called Bezzy MS. I I follow them on Instagram, but they have an app, I believe, and so it's basically like forums, from what I understand. So you can go in there and actually talk to other people about very specific topics. And it's all MS people, so you can have whatever discussions you want around MS. So yeah, there's Bezzy, and I think there's also, I know you're somebody already mentioned Can Do MS.
Yeah, that
And I
was
just
Probably
want
could.
to
Andrea.
jump in about Bezzy. I
Hmm.
actually have been kind of following Bezzy, and every day, Monday through Thursday at 1 p.m. my time, I think they do it according to where you have the app and your location, et cetera, but they have different topics. And sometimes they have 60 or 70 people making comments about topics. So one might be, how do you deal with stress? Or what are some triggers? How have you managed to, like, what things do you do to deal with triggers? Like, really helpful day to day kind of stuff. And the discussions can be quite long. And then if you have the app, you can actually, if you miss one, you can go back and you can read through all the comments. They also have like quizzes and information. They've got tons of good information. So Bezzy is one worth checking out if that, kind of meets your needs.
Cool, thank you.
Hmm.
Oh, Frank, you're on mute.
Is that
Nope, no.
Bevy?
Bezzzy, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
I
said
somehow got on
Zed.
their I got somehow on their email at like list or something. Is it right? Bezzy? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Sorry, Canadians
ZZ.
ZZ. My bad.
Yeah.
We're so weird in the US. We say Z, everyone else says Z.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah, but Zed's a whole word.
It's
Does
one of
anyone
those.
else have any other recommendations on books or websites or anything? I've read a lot of books. It depends on depends on your mood.
Did you
Um,
guys mention Dr. Boster?
Oh,
no.
that's a good one. That's a very good one.
I
YouTube.
did find his videos. I've been
Good.
watching like all of those videos. Like,
There's
Good.
yeah, there's also Dr. Gretchen Howley that I watch on YouTube. Those are two of my big YouTube sources.
What was the first one you said, Andrea? I didn't hear that one.
Aaron
Boster,
Bosker. I'll put him
Yeah,
in the
Aaron
here.
Boster. Yeah,
Okay.
Boster Center. He has a whole bunch of videos from initial diagnosis, all
Hmm.
to all sorts of things. Yeah, thank you, Kim. I'm sorry, I was trying to
There's the
get.
one that Karen loves. It's a gentleman. I think he might be retiring soon. There was a guy that she really loves, and I've seen some of his videos. I can't even
You're
think of
not
his
talking
name.
about MS Jim, Trevor Wicken with MS
Nope,
Jim.
no, it wasn't him.
Yeah.
Let me find him because I think I know who you're talking about, but I've got to look.
And I think every once in a while he'll have like where he'll talk about a certain topic, or he'll have like a Q&A. I'm totally blanking. His last name might be two words, like a D something. Don't quote me on that one. He has dark
You'll think of
hair.
it at 2:30 in the morning.
No, I don't remember his name. I can visualize him a little bit. Um,
Is it Dr. Brandon Bieber?
Bieber's
No.
another
Oh,
one.
he's
That's the
one
young
I
guy with
watched
the red
too.
hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Um,
yeah.
Okay, but there is somebody else though.
He talks a little fast, but yeah, he's good.
If you want to put Bieber in the chat too, because he's a good one. I always butcher his name because Justin Bieber comes up and
Yeah.
he does not spell it the same way. So
No.
Right. I'll find it. I'll find it.
Okay.
Wait, Justice Beaver? What is he? Some kind of like
But
superhero of wetland
It's
rights?
it's Brandon Bieber.
His less famous brother.
Yeah. Cousin.
And the other one you might
AMC.
want to write down is with the National MS Society, the MS Navigators.
Good one,
that's a
Frank.
good one, Frank. Yeah.
Yeah, those are good people.
If you have like a specific question, like I need to remodel my house, where, or am I eligible for disability? Like you just start have those general questions. That's a great place to start.
Okay, cool. Well, that's all very helpful. Thank you.
Of course.
I think that's all I have for now. My brain's like full now.
Oh yeah, that'll happen really quick.
Yeah,
Your brain will
very,
get
very
overcapacity.
understandable there.
Yeah.
I joke that I feel like should have a PhD with all the research I've done since I was diagnosed. It's been 10, 12 years for me now. Uh,
Children.
But yeah, if you have any other questions during the night, feel free to speak up or put them in the chat box. Always here to answer questions. Okay, let's go to, okay, who has the happier news, Andrea or John? I know John said he was, oh, you, okay. All right, John, go ahead.
Um, uh, a little background, Z. My wife and I are having remodel to our house to make it more accessible, including like an accessible bathroom with a roll-in shower and all that stuff. So it's been really great. And then last week we got to look at tile. Like I got to actually go and look at stuff and like make selections of how I want like the big bathroom to look and the tile. And I they had a roll under sink, and I tried it out and I was like, wow, I can wash my hands, I can brush my teeth, I can shave. This is all really cool. Um, so that was just really fun. And when we don't have the start date scheduled because there's a trillion things we have to do because of insurance handling most of the money load. Um, but I'm excited. I just hope that it doesn't kick me into some kind of exacerbation and I have to go get like steroids. But I'll make it
Did you
through.
pick your tile, John?
Yeah. So we are going to do it's kind of a light slate gray. Um, I would say it's a metamorphic basalt, but I mean, who wants to hear my geology stuff about it? But they're just
Love it.
they're just there's like darker color that goes through, and they're 12 by 24 tiles, so they're pretty
Mm,
big. And then on the ground, we're going to do a lighter color in hexagons. So
cool.
yeah, yeah. And then
Fun.
because they can cut stuff, we are going to try to put some kind of thing on the wall just to break it up. Throw a color or something in there. So we're excited about that. And PT and OT's been going okay. And Z, I'm sorry, but you're about to hear the saddest words. I got denied disability again.
What?
Another
Happens,
goddamn
John.
time.
Is your next one, do you go to the judge or do they have to deny you again before you go to the judge?
Um, I'll find out when I get the paperwork.
Okay, because What happened with me, John, is when I
Yes, ma'am.
consulted my lawyer, he's like, you will get denied twice, and then we'll go to the judge. And he's like, hang in there with me. It's gonna suck. Hang in there with me. And he was right. So I don't want you to get discouraged, John, because the same thing. I actually got denied 4 times because I got denied twice. I said, this is BS. I'm out of here. And then I had a person who MS gave me tough love and go, you have to do it again. So I got the lawyer
Yeah,
on board because like, I can't mentally deal with this. And then he told me, so I got denied technically 4 times, and then got when I had the meeting with the judge, which was during 2020, so it was all 4-way conference or 5-way conference
yeah,
phone. So I'm sorry you got denied disability. That super sucks, but hang in there because you have a lawyer, correct?
yes.
Okay.
Um,
Hey, welcome to the club. Okay,
Yeah,
we've
you're not the first one that got
I
denied,
know,
John. You
I
won't be
know,
the
I
last,
know.
but it does hurt. It really stings when you're struggling and then they tell you you're not disabled. It's like a huge slap in the face.
Yeah, like
Yep.
I'm just
I'd be more than
rearranging my
willing to.
entire house and, but
Yeah.
no, I'm not disabled.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
John, I'm still waiting for those cuss words, so just
I
have at 'em.
know. Hannah, I'm with
Have at
you.
'em.
I haven't heard a single F bomb yet.
so I went to PT and OT today because I knew that getting out of the house and focusing on health was really going to help. Whatever the assholes in Lansing said. I put an e-stim unit around my leg, upper calf. It has a flexion idea to it, so it only turns on when a certain muscle moves instead of like the press button when you want to move thing. So it turned on, I stood up, and then I just walked 10 feet. Like I just did it. Like I
Nice.
just
Awesome,
I
John.
just did that. Um, and then I took all of the paper plates and all of the paper cups out of the dishwasher and put them all away. Because at
Okay.
OT, that's what we have. We have a dishwasher with
Oh.
paper plates in it. And then I have to stand up and put them away in the cupboard. Um, so the OT is really showing me what kind of stuff to do, and PT it's working. It's going really, really well. I know that I'll use a chair for long distance stuff, but man, if I could just walk around the house with my walker, holy shit, that'd be fucking amazing. There you go. There's a couple of them. Um, but something that's awesome is next Saturday I'm doing my first MS walk. I've got a
Hey.
team, you know. Um, it's really funny. My wife is like, "Why is your squad all girls?" Like, I don't know. I mean, I just thought
You
of
call the
people that,
team John's harem.
yeah, yeah,
John and his harem.
except all three of them are gay. So I mean,
Eh,
yeah,
that's okay.
yeah,
That's all
No
right.
problem with
Yeah.
that.
and one's an ex girlfriend. So I mean, so it's just gonna be funny, and we discussed how I get to take apart my wheelchair. How to get these off and how to get the other things off, and so I can really get back and push. Um, so it was good. Like I said, oh, sorry, Frank.
I have to ask a question.
Yeah,
You got all girl team. 3 of the girls are gay.
yeah,
And one
and
is
with my
his
wife.
girlfriend.
One's his ex-girlfriend. Now the question is the ex-girlfriend gay?
Yes,
That
yes.
is that your fault?
I
I'm
I
being, I'm
Jeez,
funny.
Frank.
she came over and she hung out at the house while Melissa went and did errands. And I was like, so, and she like 2 years ago had come out to me and told me like, hey, it's not your fault. I don't remember anything being harmful in any way. I said, well, thank you. I said, yeah, but we're not dating again. That's not a thing. I'm like, I know. So it's just kind of funny that like my wife knows her, and it's cool. It's funny.
I was just trying to be funny and lighten it up a little bit.
Oh no, you got it, Frank. No, absolutely, absolutely.
It would still make a cool t-shirt though to put
Yeah,
John's harem.
yeah,
I hope you have amazing weather this weekend for your walk,
Yeah,
John.
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think it's a lot of it's indoor
Oh,
because of
really?
weather, but
Hmm.
it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be so fun.
Gotta love Michigan.
Yep. Corey's got a question, I think.
You're
You're
on
on
mute,
mute,
You're
Corey.
Corey.
on mute.
Jinx.
My question is, where do you where do you find MS Walks at, John?
Honestly, on the MS Society website,
Okay.
there's like a
Hmm.
map that you can just look up, see where it's near you. I think there's
Okay.
mswalk.org.
mswalk.org.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Okay, I'm going to check that out.
yeah.
And the
Thank you.
National MS Society and their website is in the chat.
Okay. How do
Perfect.
you get to the chats, Kim?
There should be a little like dialogue, like the bubbles on like a comic book somewhere on your
Like a
screen.
call out chat for me, it's in the upper right hand corner of my screen.
And if you click on that, if you're on your cell phone, it's a little harder to access. But if
Oh,
you
Uh,
click
right.
on that, you'll be able to see the chat.
okay, I got you.
You found it?
I'm looking.
Awesome.
He's
Awesome.
looking.
And I
Let's see.
believe whoever posts the videos then puts the chat either, do you know, Hannah, if they put it on our forum on AnCan or they put it somewhere on
Mm.
the YouTube video? Do you know?
I believe it's on the YouTube video. I believe it's, if I remember correctly, it should be a transcription on the side, like on the right-hand side of the video.
Now I found the spot that said chat. Would I just type something in there and then like you would read it or something, or how's that work?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you can
And there's stuff in there.
specify.
You should be able to tap it and see what we've already put in there.
Mhm.
Okay, okay, I got you.
And when you
But you
Thank
send
don't
a
you.
really have to
message,
type, but you can.
you can specify when you send a message if it's sent to everybody or
Okay,
someone's privately. So
Hmm.
okay,
don't be confused if like why isn't they responding when you sent it to like
okay.
someone privately or something. So
Do you have to have, I'm just asking, but do you have to have like social media stuff like a Instagram or Facebook and stuff like that to be able to talk to you guys?
Nope.
no,
Mm.
No,
Don't have that and I don't want it.
no.
I'm with you.
All I have is Facebook. I don't have the interest in
I've
the
Okay.
been
others.
forced into Facebook. I don't even like being on Facebook. These days, I mainly use it to look up local things.
Okay. Now I remember, I don't know if it was Kim or Carmen or what, last month you guys had said that I could reach out to anybody individually or something like that, or John or something.
Mhm.
How do you reach out individually to one another?
A lot of times email. So
Okay.
my email with AnCan, and I am the worst email responder ever.
Okay.
So then I will then give you my phone number and talk because
Okay.
to get me to write a response is like pulling teeth. I'm
Okay.
sorry, it's just my worst communication. Anyone knows me, like you need to shoot me a quick text or call me because I am the worst. But no,
Yeah,
my email address is kim@ancan.org,
yeah,
or
because
you can
I'm bad at that.
reach out to
And
Rick and he can get you in touch with somebody too.
and
Okay.
Corey,
Yeah.
I sent you a private message into
Okay.
the chat. That is my phone number. Dude,
Okay.
just send me a text.
How do you do that? How do you get into that? What you sent me? Where do I go to
Oh,
get that?
it's just going to be in the same chat box as everything. It's just going to say from John.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times it's like a different color or it says like private or
Okay,
something like
I
that.
got it. Thank
Corey,
you
it's a
guys very
really
much.
good question that you asked because I don't have anybody's email either. Like if I wanted to reach someone, I would have just sent a message to Rick. I've started
Okay.
now to get a few more email addresses, but I mean, I've been coming here for, oh God, I don't even know how long now.
Carmen, I just put mine in. Kim's is in there, and mine are, we're both in
Yeah,
the chat.
I'm gonna
And
put
then
mine
if
in too.
Carmen and Andrea,
Hmm.
if you wanted an AnCan address, you can get one, an email address,
Hmm.
so it's separate from your personal.
Hmm.
Like Hannah has one, hannah@ancan.org. So,
Okay. Well,
I
thank
know
you.
Rick mentioned that, and I would never. I've got too many email accounts. I can't keep track.
I have a similar problem, Andrea. Too
Hmm.
many emails. But I still
Hmm.
am on this one all the time, though,
It's too
at
many
AnCan.
accounts, like
Hmm.
personal account, work. I mean, and I've got two or three personal accounts. So
I have an email back from before AOL was 500 free hours. So like we're talking mid 90s.
I still have my first one that I ever made too.
yeah, my Gmail one that I normally use, I made it over 20 years ago, and I still use it, which
Right.
is insane.
I
And
started
people are
with
like, "Oh, that's an
Hotmail,
interesting
still
address." I'm
have
like,
it. Gmail still is my main one, and I think I use one for, you know, if you want to look at something on the internet and they require an email address, and I
Yeah.
so with that one I never look at.
I have one like that too.
good
So yeah,
question.
that's all that I had to talk about. Some good, some
Okay.
bad, some other, you know.
Mhm.
So you test drove the electric simulator
Yeah,
at PT. Will your insurance pay for it so you can use it at home? And I mean, did you have a still big hoop to jump through to have that for your own personal use?
we are going to try it out again a couple times just to make sure it is the best idea. And then
Mm-hmm.
after that, she will put in like an order, you know, and it might have to go to my caseworker, but she's really good about like, yeah, you're gonna get this in 2 days. Like any kind of small DME always comes quick from her, and I think that I would love to have it on.
And what is it exactly? What's it called?
I
Can you
forget the
Google it and send us a link so we can look at it? I've seen stuff that you wear like around your calf.
Is it like the neural sleeve or whatever they call it?
nope. Hold on. Excuse me, Melissa, Dr. Smith. May I talk to you for a second? Do you remember what the initials were for the shock device I had on today?
ENMT.
ENMT. I'm gonna go Google that and see what I can find out for you.
Thanks, John.
I
Awesome.
was watching a top um like technology, recent technology, and on that show, it the psionic sleeve came up there. I was like, wow, I've heard of that. I've seen that work. Well, no, I haven't. I've just seen it on the internet.
I'm curious.
That's one thing, Z, that I'm a huge advocate for is let tech get, if you have any kind of deficiencies or any issues, let tech fill it in. Just a stupid example is last year, my ophthalmologist is like, "Are you having problems reading?" I said, "Yes. Please give me the baby bifocals." I got baby bifocals, and oh my God, life was so much easier this past year being able to read. If I can't read, it's not because I can't see, it's because of another issue. But yeah, don't
So
be afraid of using tech and like stuff. If you're struggling, just
yeah,
let that tech take the place. Like, no,
I
Hmm.
no
I
worries.
I
I'm sorry
agree.
that I couldn't find exactly what it was, but it's like a tens unit. It just has wider frequency,
Mm.
and instead of just
Hmm.
always shocking, this was a part of it was
Like a
like a level.
sensor.
Yeah, like a sensor for like for when I start to pick it up, it delivers the tingle,
Hmm.
and that helps me take a step. Where like tens machine, it's always on, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
Um, and of course, I will get the actual name and I will send it to, you know, Rick and the people. But yeah,
Thank you, John.
I was able to walk like 10 feet and still able to do a bunch of other stuff too,
That's so
standing.
exciting, John. That's
It really
awesome.
is.
Yeah.
Now
What
my
a
question
feeling.
is, did they want to wait for you to be at a certain point to be able to try this, or how did they decide to try this now? Because you've been in PT for a while.
So I just started using that this week,
Right.
like today, and we're going to try it out for a couple more weeks to see if it's something that will be good for me.
Right. But like you just tried it out today, but you've been
Why
in PT
now?
for a long. Why now are you trying it out
Yeah.
today versus like 2 or 3 or 5 months ago? That was my question. I was just curious if there was a they wanted you to get to a certain
Yes,
uh
a certain like mobility range.
yes. Were they waiting for
Yeah.
that to then
Leg
try that?
strength or yeah.
Yeah. I like the
Okay.
week before I didn't have anything on and I still was able to get up and walk 10 feet.
Okay.
The time before I was able to get up and just walk 20 feet. So we know that like it's happening, it's working. This is just an extra thing for drop foot.
Great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They wanted
Cool.
you to be ambulatory to a certain distance before they started
Yeah,
trying it for
the final goal of OT is for me to be able to spend a day alone
you.
Nice.
and the
Great
night.
goal. That's
It is a
awesome.
good goal.
Yeah.
Sunday I attempted to make dinner.
Oh, wow.
I was boiling potatoes, and I'm not fucking kidding any of you guys. It fucking caught on fire.
Oh.
I started a fire by making potatoes. They were just simmering. They weren't even boiling yet. And like
How does that even happen?
un-
Yeah.
the stuff that
Yeah.
was like underneath caught on fire. It
Mm.
just lasted for like enough for me to say fire or flame. And Melissa came out and helped out, but I was like, I was just making potatoes. I just wanted to make potatoes, everyone. Um, but the potatoes ended up being delicious, and the pork tenderloin just needed a sauce. So, I mean, we're getting there. My OT was like, "You took it way too far. Like, I want your first meal to be like make a PB and J and get some chips on there. You know?
Baby steps then.
Yeah, yeah.
So do you
John,
have
when
a
you say you took,
go ahead, Carol.
oh, I just was going to say, John, when you say you took 10 steps, are you still using your rollator or is that
Oh
like
yes,
independent?
yes,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. I just was
No,
checking.
I wish. Oh my
I
God, can you
know.
imagine
Hey.
that core strength?
Mm. Oh, a dream.
And a fun thing for Friday is I'm going to get into the lift that like takes weight off. So like instead of trying to hold around 303 pounds, maybe we can take it down to like 270 or something. I asked for like 10%. I want to be like a baby in one of those bouncy seats and just bounce me up and down just once. You know, like live your best life during OT. But they're going to get me up and then like kind of walking around with less weight, bending down, things like that. So I can get the
Cool.
form down and then work on the strength on that. So,
They don't have a pool.
I was just gonna say to Andrea, if you want to feel like a baby, get into the swimming pool.
yes. So they do. But this region, like this city, is known for having bullshit water pressure.
Uh-huh.
So the pneumatic lift to go into the pool and out doesn't always work. I've been stuck on it halfway out
Ooh.
Mm.
where the PTs had to push up on the bottom of the seat so I could get at least 2 feet onto the side, and then like three or four people had to help me up to spin me into the wheelchair. So that's a little bit of a thing that I would not like to invest my time in.
Yeah.
Sorry to
But
ask, but cool story. Okay.
yeah, no, I would love to be in a pool. Like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, grew up in
Yeah.
Michigan. I'm used to being in some kind of water to float around in.
Right. Corey?
What's up, Corey?
Question to ask all of you. I've always, for years, I've always been a good swimmer. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm scared to get into the water now because I'm not sure I can do it. Um, can you are you able to swim? Who has it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I'm
Okay.
able to swim. I
Like
So
I'm
actually
the
the
feel,
so the
I feel,
water's going to take a lot of your weight away, and if you're really worried, take a noodle in
yeah.
or two or three, and test yourself and take it slow.
Okay.
We don't expect you to go in, and I don't go in and swim laps anymore. I used to do that all the time. Now I'm in the back of the water Zumba class, so it's just taking it easy and doing
Yeah.
what little I can do.
Okay.
Mine was a
Corey,
little
I
bit more. Oh, sorry.
what's
I was
that,
just
John?
gonna say, I was just gonna say, I feel actually more mobile in the water. There's a bunch of stuff I can't do, but I can do it better in the water.
Yep.
Okay.
So, and then just because I am one of those people, sometimes people are really concerned about sinking to the bottom. The only time you'd sink to the bottom is if you are a really buff, full of muscle person. If you're like me and you got the extra, you're gonna float just fine. You
Okay.
know?
I've just been scared to try it because I don't
No.
know how it's going to work with my legs.
Yeah, no,
So,
Corey,
try it, and
the
you'll actually
thought.
might feel really freeing in there because you can move really well. Use a
okay.
noodle or two. At the pool I go to, they have a bunch of noodles. They have thick ones and thin ones. Grab a
Okay.
couple of those, and most places they have, slow steps you can walk in and immerse yourself, and just play
Okay.
around. But when I'm in there, I might be max age 10. Like I
Yep.
am a kid. Don't be surprised if you start zooming around in circles and being a
Yeah.
goofball. Like your 8-year-old child will just come out of you.
Okay. Thank you.
So I mentioned the Zumba class that I took. The first time I took Zumba, I would, being in the water up to my chest, and I followed her as best I could, and I felt like it was the best workout that I'd ever had. Like I just went I haven't really worked out or really gone hard at it in years, and it felt so good. And then I
Water
got
gives
out of
so
the
much resistance.
pool and I couldn't walk.
Yes, I was
I
about to
was
say to
just gonna
Corey.
say that.
Yeah,
Don't
Yeah,
Corey.
that
overdo it.
Swimming is going to be easy. The getting out is going to be difficult
Don't overdo
because
it. Like
all
you'll
that
feel
weight is
good.
back. Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
heat
just
too.
just a
Like
warning.
It can be
Thank
so
you.
hard to pace yourself though when you're just having fun.
When you're
That's
It
just
my
excited
is
to
problem.
be
so
like,
hard.
oh,
Exactly, yeah. That's my problem.
go
Well,
hard or
thank
go
you.
home. That's my motto.
Yeah,
But
so it's like running
So
your,
I lost all of
yeah.
the muscle control in my stomach, and this woman in the locker room came up to me and asked me, how far along I was. And I'm like, do you see the gray hair? Like I'm in my 50s. No, I'm not. I'm not pregnant.
I hope she was
I'm due to
embarrassed.
beat some ass. That's what I'm due for.
Oh,
Throwing
yeah.
bunches of punches.
Corey, at my pool, it's not uncommon to have multiple walkers parked by the pool.
Yep.
It's very common at my pool for people to have
Okay.
walkers
Well,
or take
I know,
canes to the
I
pool.
know
Very, very common.
me and my wife took the boat out or our boat out last year, and we were out there in the reservoir, and all I wanted to do was jump off
Mm-hmm.
that boat and swim. Or I just wanted to swim, and I was like, I'm just scared to do it out there because I just didn't know if I'd be able to swim. You know?
Oh, you
The
can swim. It's
It's
just
getting
getting
up the
back up in the
ladder.
boat. So
Getting
just
Yeah.
up
Getting
take
to
it
after
the
easy
her.
ladder
when
is
you
the
do
hard
it.
part. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
If you,
Well,
I mean, if you can walk, you can totally swim.
okay.
And
I maybe don't want to go to 30-foot deep water. I'd rather go to a pool, I guess.
Or
yeah,
wear a life
yeah.
Well, that's a
jacket
good way
or
to start.
have a
And then you'll
floaty.
build your confidence and know what you
Mhm.
can do. Absolutely.
Hmm.
But I think
Okay.
you're fine in 30-foot water jumping off your boat.
Okay. Thank you.
Hold on to a
You have
rein or a
MS, but
floaty.
you're not, yeah, you can still have a life and do the things you love to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Corey, I love scuba diving. Scuba diving is amazing for me.
Amen.
But the
I bet.
hardest thing about scuba diving for me is getting back into the boat So usually I make it clear ahead of time. I'm taking off my BCD vest and my tank. I'm giving it to somebody because for me to pull all that weight up, including myself, and when the boat is going like this in the waves, that's a lot. That's really hard for me, especially if it's like my second or third dive, and I'm pretty tired.
Sure,
So
sure.
yeah, but no, swimming is actually quite relaxing and very freeing, and it's just
Good.
getting out of the pool or getting
Yeah,
out of the water is probably your hardest part. So
And
Gotcha.
every
just letting
doctor that I've heard talk about exercise talks
yeah,
about the pool or swimming being the best exercise that you can get.
yep,
Okay. Thank you.
Actually, Corey, my neurologist, when I told him I was scuba diving, A, he said it was the best thing for me, and B, he's like, you need to get your nitrox certification where you get like, the enriched oxygen tank. He's like, that'll
Okay.
help you with your fatigue and things like that. So he actually not only told me absolutely, but you need to get this. So I got the certification last fall. So now I can get the enriched air. So it's going to be more oxygen for me. So yeah, I mean, the neurologist is like giving you like the green light and go, yeah, you need to do this. You're like, yes,
Okay.
yeah,
you're
Well,
great.
yeah.
that was a question I had when you guys brought up swimming, so I wanted to ask.
Oh,
Oh
great
no, it's
question,
a
Corey.
wonderful question.
Absolutely.
You didn't know we were going to go on about it for half an hour, did you?
No, but it was good. I'm glad to hear everybody's swimming. So
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
not the swimming part, it's the getting out of the water part that you just need to be careful about.
I agree.
the,
Or
I
getting
agree that
dressed after the
agree
pool.
that's a
That's
little bit
another one.
difficult.
It all goes back to what Hannah said, right? You just have to learn how to pace yourself, and I'm still
Hmm.
struggling with that myself.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Corey, I was
Yep.
Yeah.
able to go. Oh, sorry, Frank. Go ahead.
I've had it for 27 years and I haven't figured out how to pace myself.
Yeah,
Oh
Here-
no.
it's
Here's my
difficult.
tip. Listen to your body, follow your intuition. That is the secret. That is hard to
I
follow
like
because
My
if
that.
you're used
intuition leads me astray all the time, though.
Me
that's
too.
not your intuition. That's not your intuition. That's something else.
My intuition goes out the door when the music is good and, I'm dancing and next thing I know I'm drunk dancing and, you know.
And you haven't anything to drink.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I need nothing to drink to dance. Yeah, nothing, nothing.
Oh man,
Absolutely. You
I'm
can
I'm
tell
dancing
the.
at PT all the time. Always
I
dancing
would
at
like to
PT.
see some video of this, John. You need to record yourself.
All right.
I want to
I
No,
see
it's
you
just
resort
that
to
dancing
chair
at
dancing
PT.
these days in
like
an
last
effort to
week.
pace myself.
Yeah.
Okay, so since you guys brought up dancing, I have to tell you that before marijuana was legalized in Canada, I started using cannabis. And I used to call it Carmen's dinner dance therapy because we'd have a little, cocktail hour on the deck, have a little medicinal marijuana, and then I'd dance in the kitchen while I was making dinner. And it was awesome.
Nice.
It's how I prepared to go to Belize and swam my heart out, thank God, because that's the last time I've been swimming, actually. But
It's a
anyway,
That
wonderful exercise too, dancing. Yep.
yep.
And if you have
Carmen's
problems
dinner dance therapy.
dancing on land, you can dance in the water. I found that one out about 3.5 weeks ago. So
That's why I
oh
love water's aqua Zumba. Yep.
being in the water is amazing.
man, I
Hmm.
remember my PT in the water. The lady was like, "Okay, so we're going to put 5 pound weights on each of your legs." I was like, "Okay," and we're going to put these like gloves on your hand, and you're just going to use resistance of the water. So they're
Oh,
like
they're like
web.
webbed gloves.
Yeah, like I felt like I was like Batman for some reason because I had like webbed. They look tactical,
That
but
would be
yeah, like
Aquaman.
yes, yes. So I'll do all the different rows, and there's so much. There's resistance in water, but it's easier to get through.
Yep.
So I think that's why it's so good for us
And it's low
personally.
impact and it supports you. It's really hard to fall over in water.
I think the thing for me is like I can really work my abs in the water without overdoing it, but I can definitely feel like you can do crunches and all these sorts of, bringing your legs up to your chest, and It's a lot easier in the water, but you actually like, oh wow, I actually used my abs versus where you overdo it and you're like, oh, I can't move for 2 days because that was painful. And it's so easy to be in a class in the water and modify it, and no one around you
Yep.
can tell, and no one cares. You can
Right.
go slower, you can go faster. No one
Yeah.
cares, and that's the cool thing about water. Like a dance class, it'll be very obvious if someone next to you is doing something completely different or going
I
like
would be
half
on the
speed.
floor.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And here you can't tell because everyone is, chest height, and you can't see what they're doing under the water. So it's really, if you have the ability to go to the pool, and I had to switch pools because my old pool, the hours weren't very good, and then I had to walk down the longest hallway because the women's locker room was the furthest away from the pool. But I went to the new one where you boom, you leave the locker room and you're at the pool, and that's pretty sweet. So yeah. We got a new person. Welcome, Coco. Did you want to introduce yourself to the MS support group? Yeah, see, try the pool. It is amazing. It's huge. And for me, I love the hot tub or whirlpool at the end to go in and do a couple stretches and then take a shower.
Yep.
But I just got back into a pool like not even a month ago, and it's been game changer for me. Love it, love it, love it.
Yep. Coco, I see you went off of mute.
Hi there. Sorry, I was talking to myself. I was on mute when you
We've
said
all
your
done it.
name.
Welcome to the club.
Hi. I've come before to this meeting, but it's been a very long time, and my name's not actually Coco, but I want to go to that because I know it's recorded.
Got it.
Um,
Can you just refresh our memory so we know which one you are? And you'll start talking like, oh yeah, okay, I remember you. Go ahead.
um, I don't know how to refresh your memory of because I don't even know what I talked
Like
about when I
what
came.
state are you from? When were you diagnosed?
I was diagnosed February 3rd, 22.
Okay, so
So
last
just
year.
yeah,
That's 2 years
just
ago.
honored a little over just 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
um I live in Chicago.
Oh, okay, so you're not too far away from me. Okay,
Where are
welcome
you?
back. Des Moines, so about 4 or 5 hours
Oh, that's
away.
right, that's
Yeah, yeah,
right.
not too far away.
Yeah,
Okay.
I came in when you were talking about dancing. I love dancing. Dancing is my therapy. I also go to therapy, but dancing is my therapy.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is. And
Me
that's
yeah.
why I
too.
was so excited that when I found out I could go dancing, I could dance again, but in the pool. And I
Yeah.
had to get over dancing in the pool around a bunch of people doing, their therapy workouts. It's just like it is what it is. Because I have my waterproof ice shuffle that I listen to, so I'm jamming out to my tunes, and people really enjoy it. They're like, "Oh, it's so nice to see you so enthused and smiley and happy." And I'm like, I just got to do my
I can
thing.
just see you in the pool doing your John Travolta
I'm pretty
moves.
hardcore, yeah. That's probably why I've had some more pain, just because I don't know like how I danced in my early 20s or in my teenage years is probably not how I should dance now, but that's where my that's where my spirit
Listen,
is.
the
Well,
best way
there's
of dancing is to dance the old styles. Like, if you're out there right now, I want to see you doing the Cabbage Patch.
I
You
never
know, I
really
want
did the Cabbage Patch, the Running Man, and the one when you go
and like
backwards like this. Like I forget
Oh
what
my
that's called.
God, you should definitely do
and
that.
the Charleston for Frank, the Charleston for Frank.
Oh, wait, no,
Charleston's older than Frank.
The
John,
jig.
I'm going to tell you a story.
Okay.
Okay. It just so happens that the editor of our local newspaper and I graduated the same year. And she and I won a dance contest when we were freshmen in high school. And you know what the dance was? The twist.
Nice.
Yes.
Awesome.
So there.
So
I
there.
love it.
Can you show us?
I I can't even stand up anymore.
Just
You can still in your chair.
Well, I can turn around and shake. I can shake it, but it doesn't move any.
I
I
was
can
gonna
just imagine
ask
you like
you. Go ahead, John.
wiggling your chair back and forth. Just like pivoting.
You want to come stop?
By the way, I just did the twist sitting on my couch, so you're welcome.
Coco,
Well,
I was going to ask you, how have you been doing since you were here last, and did you have any questions for the group?
And you're on mute if you're talking. Jake, come on. Come snuggle. Come over here. Maybe she had to walk away for a minute.
That's
Coco?
fine. We can go back to her. That's fine.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
Andrea, why don't you go ahead and talk about what you wanted to talk about tonight? I want to make sure we got to you before time gets away from us.
yeah,
You said you wanted to talk tonight.
Yeah, it started out just short and small, but I don't know. Maybe John might have triggered me into a little bit more of a conversation. But I finished my taxes today. I spent 4 hours doing it on my computer using TurboTax, and I got done and was just done. My entire body hurt.
yeah.
Everything. Like my brain was just fog. Like I just couldn't think. Couldn't I I got out my little handheld massager thing and probably spent 45 minutes just trying to ease my muscles and relax and stuff like that. It was just rough.
It's not always just the sitting. It's like you must have been like tensing up because you're doing your damn taxes.
Well, yeah, it was a lot of thinking and
Yeah,
finding words or numbers or whatever on small font on, just entering it in, and the frustration of dual factor authentication.
yeah.
um just all of it. It's just it, and just the thinking. Like I stood up and moved around. It's not like I sat straight for 5 hours. Like God, I couldn't do that. But
That's that fucking fatigue, hey?
Yeah.
so so when John started talking about disability, like I have been kind of afraid that I'm going to lose my job for like 10 plus years, right? Like I'm always just constantly afraid I'm going to lose my job. But
Right.
this year, January 4th, my position was demoted. Not just me. There's like 8 to 10 people on my team. We were all demoted. We went from salary to hourly employees, but like, oh, everything's the same, blah blah blah. Not quite, but close.
You just have to
But
work 75 hours a week, right?
no, so that's the other thing, right? Like so we haven't implemented maybe 2 clients since COVID. Like I have nothing to do. I sit here. Oh, my boss left a year ago, so now we roll up to her boss, and I don't really know him. They just decided not to replace her. And I can walk around fine, but I'm 55 years old, and if I have to go out and find a new job, I don't think I could learn a new job or get used. I mean, if just doing my taxes did that to me, how can I don't even know if if the job I had actually had me working a full 8-hour day, like I don't think I could do it. I
What do
really
you do,
don't.
Andrea? What is it that you do?
Um,
Or what type of work or just general?
yeah, it's human resource outsourcing, and we have a call center. And so it's like benefits in the US, right? Medical, dental, uh, 401ks, which is retirement. Um, so those types of things. And in order for the call center to answer the questions, they look it up in the knowledge base. And so I work to maintain the content in the knowledge base. I don't
Mm-hmm.
write the content. I just make sure the keywords are right. And, so I've done all of that. Nobody's complaining about anything. I don't have a boss anymore. I've talked to my boss twice and one-to-one this year, and as a group once this entire, well, I guess it's only April, but I mean, first quarter's done. Like, we get no direction. I don't want a boss that's over my shoulder, but we get nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I'm starting to get an attitude, and that's not good. I mean, I came off of Cymbalta because I wanted to be off of Cymbalta. I went from 60 milligrams to 20 milligrams, and then I started crying and realized, oh, I have pseudobulbar affect, so I can't really control my emotions sometimes. And so I don't do well with authority figures when I have an attitude. It's all emotion driven. But if my emotion is like negative towards anybody, much less my boss, I don't hold back. I mean, I can't. It's like it's almost like I physically can't. So I feel like, oh my God, I'm trying to get fired. I mean, not really, but kind of. And then if I do get fired, like, would I even qualify for disability insurance? Right, John, right. Like, I mean, to me, like, MS should be like oh yeah,
Yeah.
no
Mm-hmm.
questions asked. You've got holes in your fucking brain. So you want to start cussing, John, here you go. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, the system is messed up big time.
Disgustingly.
No, I know. And politically, our choices are crap.
Carmen, do
Anyway,
you have some
oh,
extra
my
spare
emotions are
battery?
going. I need to back up.
Andrea, I know exactly how you feel. I was in a data entry job and I knew what I had to do, but my guidance was only like, no, this is how you do it. And then they kept raising the expectations.
Right.
And then the boss's boss was like, hey, are you having fun working here? In a way that, like, John, you should quit so we don't get in trouble for, you know, not
That's the
meeting.
thing. I think
Yeah,
they want us to quit. I think we're being quiet fired.
yeah, yeah,
I think they want us to be so disgruntled that we leave so that they don't have to pay unemployment insurance.
yeah.
John, you started asking me something?
Sorry, John, I interrupted, but yeah.
Oh no, you know what? Guess what? I don't remember.
Okay.
You guys
Holes
know
in
how it
brain.
goes. Yeah,
Andrea, when you were talking about your taxes and how you took multiple hours to do it, I was actually fairly impressed that you were able to do that because that's the area I struggle the most in. If I
I
have to do that
sure.
high level thinking and stuff that I don't have, like muscle memory, and it's like repetitive, that will drain me so fast. In 20 to 30 minutes, I will be spent and it will
Me
take
too,
me
Kim.
hours to
Yeah,
recover. So the fact
Yep.
that you can do that was like me, I'm like, whoa,
I
that's so
suffered to do it.
impressive to
Like, it was not easy. I used
No.
to do my taxes in like an hour. It's not like I have, really crazy investments and stuff like that
No,
out
you
there.
have
It's
like
a
a
very
simple
simple, yes.
taxes,
And it took
uncomplicated
me
taxes,
5 hours to do it. It was crazy. And I
but you
was exhausted by the end of it.
but you still
How
got
can
it
I
done.
how
You were
can I
still
start a new
successful.
job? I mean, how could I? I don't know. But I need to, it's stressing me out. And stress isn't good for
Yeah, that
MS.
is. That's very
Hmm.
stressful. And then you have to figure out, is there a job out there that you can do
Right.
that wouldn't drain you? So if my job was to put together jigsaw puzzles all day, well, I find that stimulating. I could do that, but there's no job like that. But if
Mm-mm.
I have to start doing like researching and like you need to do this and I've never done it before, that'll drain me very, very quickly. I don't
No.
do well. I don't want to say fail, but I do very poorly on that. And that was very hard for me to come to terms with that and to be okay with that. And then I don't know if I talked to you guys a month or two ago when I realized I always had a hope that I could go back to a full-time job, just something, as a full-time. And it came like, no, you're not. You can't do back a full-time job. And it's like you'll do work, but not like that kind of work. And I had to grieve through it again. Like, okay, that's not in my cards. Okay. Um, did you see the question that Coco asked about Cymbalta, Andrea, in the chat?
I did not. I'm sorry. I'm still not recovered.
That's
Like my
fine. I'll read
brain
it to
is
you.
okay, thank you.
She asked you why you went on off of Cymbalta because she is on it as well.
I take a handful of drugs and I just wanted to stop taking one. I was taking Cymbalta because I was told that I was depressed. Um, my boyfriend, live-in boyfriend, broke up with me. I had my first diagnosing symptom of multiple sclerosis. I couldn't stop crying. I couldn't stop crying. They gave me anxiety medicine. They sent me to a psychologist. And I didn't want to take an antidepressant. I just didn't want to do it. But I was still crying a lot. And when I say crying, like any emotion, like at all, and I say crying, I was sobbing. I mean, I mean, hardcore sobbing. And the neurologist asked me why I was crying. MS isn't gonna, change my lifespan. If anybody knows about pseudobulbar affect, an effing neurologist should know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, had you been diagnosed with that already, or did you
Well,
know about that part of
it
it?
was
Or
my initial diagnosis. I mean, I'd had
ah, right,
symptoms for 2 decades. I'd been going to doctors saying things aren't right, things aren't right, things aren't right. I get
20
diagnosed
years.
with MS and asked why I'm crying all the time. Oh, she's depressed. So I went on it. And no, I don't feel better. I took more. No, I don't feel better. I took more. Pseudobulbar affect. Bulbar. Pseudo means kind of. Bulbar is a part of your brain that kind of controls your emotions. And affect is your outward expression of your emotions. So there's kind of a disconnect between how you really feel and how you outwardly react to things. So
Yeah.
I'll blow up like easily. I will cry at drop of a hat. So I tried to come off 10 years later. I tried to come off of it, and you can't just come off of Cymbalta. You have to taper off of it. And so my doctor had me on a taper, and I got down to about, uh, well, I got down to trying to taper off of the 20 milligrams, and all hell broke loose. As far as, yes, but I think, yes, that's it. Hannah, thank you. Um, yeah, uh, uh, So I talked to my neurologist, and there is Nudexta. There is a drug specifically for pseudobulbar affect. Um, and when I went to pick it up, it was $1,500, and my insurance didn't cover it, and it would be have to be out of pocket. And I said no. I asked some questions about. I got it down to about $85 a month, but even that compared to Cymbalta, which will work, was $5 a month. I just went ahead and stayed on the smaller dose of Cymbalta.
So did you have to go up a little bit in dose so you didn't have the
I think I'm teetering right on the edge of it, right at my current dose. And I don't necessarily want to go up. But I
okay,
think like I'll start laughing and the tears. I won't sob or anything. Sometimes I laugh too hard, but most of the time if I laugh, I get water out of my eyes.
those are still capsules, right? They're not
Cymbalta?
yeah, they're capsules,
Yeah,
right?
capsules.
What
Yep.
you can ask to do potentially is to ask to get the 10s and the 20s, and then you take a 10 milligram, and the next day you take a 20, and you go back and forth just to get you slightly higher. It
Well,
will
I
pay.
take 20 twice a day, so I guess technically I'm taking
Oh,
40 a
okay,
day.
okay.
Cymbalta unfortunately doesn't come less than 20. I wish
Right.
it did because I was taking the dots of it for like 2.5 years. So that's why I was curious of why you were going off, because the only reason I'm on it is because it helps my nerve pain, if anything, you know? So
Well,
that's why
yes,
I
and
was
they said
more
that when they
super
diagnosed it,
curious.
they said kind of, you get two for the price of one with Cymbalta.
Yeah, yeah. And that's why I was like, huh, I'm wondering if I shouldn't be on, I'm just, as we hear people going off medications that I'm
It's
on.
all a personal thing, right? I'm very much about if you need it, then you should use it. But I don't want to take things
Yeah, of
just
course.
erroneously.
Oh, well, trust me, I couldn't agree more. I don't like being on medication if I
Right.
don't have to. I
Right.
was just more curious. Um, but wow, this I've never heard of this part before, and thank you for sharing something, that I maybe should look into.
Sure.
Um,
Hey, Coco, do you have really short hair?
no, I've got hair that's to like longer than my shoulders, but it's
Oh,
usually in a clip or in a ponytail.
okay.
Um, but no, you really had me thinking about this Cymbalta because I don't take it every day. I know I should don't tell my doctor that. I really, you're supposed to take it daily, and sometimes I forget because my memory forgets. I forget. I know I'm not
Mm,
alone in that, and I will say I mean, obviously I take it for depression because I definitely have depression, but sometimes I could go a week without taking it and I would forget it mood wise, but my
mm,
body tells me, like, oh,
right.
your body is worse. You know what I mean? Then I'm like, okay, have I taken it in the last few days? That's when I think of like, I don't think I've taken it in the last 3, 4 days
And
because I
I
feel
will
my
I will
body.
give a little bit of caution on not following your
I
doctor's
know.
orders on medicine.
I know.
My doctor gave me gabapentin because my legs have
Hmm.
been killing me, and they really don't bother me too much until the evening. And
Hmm.
so I wasn't taking it in the morning, and I was taking two at night to get to bed to get to sleep. And when I told my doctor, he's like, "That's not how I prescribed it." And I was like, "I know, but I don't need it in the morning." He's like, "I prescribed it 3 times a day. Why don't you give that a try?"
Yeah.
And I did, and it helped. And Cymbalta, like, I don't know, Kim could tell you more than I can, but you have to be a little careful with that one, taking it and not taking it. Right. And I have to put reminders on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
even with my reminders, I sometimes forget. Like,
Uh-huh, me too.
if I'm sleeping in late and I just turn it off, and then when I wake up, it's not on my mind to take my meds.
Mm-hmm.
So it does happen, but it should be few and far between as a general rule.
I definitely relate when you were talking about the doctor part. That's not how I prescribed it because
Hmm.
my psychiatrist is the one that prescribed some Balta, I don't know, maybe like
Right.
a year and a half ago. And don't laugh at me, guys, but my I'm very sensitive with medication. So,
Hmm.
and the smallest dose is 20. So and I don't have, thank God, any drug problems. So my psychiatrist, um, I opened the capsules and I was counting out the beads. I know
Yep.
doctors do not agree with this. The doctors all made fun of me, but for
My
about a year and a half, I was doing that where I started at 1.15, went up to 2.5, went
Mhm.
up to 5, and it was a slow progression. And I think it took me like a year and a half to get to like 10 milligrams.
So my
And,
general practitioner, when I wanted to come off of
uh-huh,
Cymbalta, he even mentioned to me sometimes, when you get down, some people even open the pills and take
yeah,
just some at a time. So even my
yeah.
GP recommended that to me,
That
trying to
makes
come
me
off of
feel
it.
better. That makes me feel better because when I
Mhm.
would tell the neurologist or my primary, the whoever, the nurse practitioner, I'm taking 10 milligrams. And they're like, how are you taking 10 milligrams? Like, it doesn't come
Right,
in tens. Oh,
right,
they're like, what are you taking this month? And then like months later, I'm on 15. How are you taking 15? How do you know it's 15 every day?
right,
So I, so that's why I get chuckled to myself when you said that's not how I prescribed it because the neurologists are like, what the F are you doing? And I go, I've been listening to a doctor that I trust, for
right,
years. I trust this
right.
doctor. I follow that guidance. I now am at 20 and I am been at 20 for like, I mean, it took me forever to get up to it, but I am at a full capsule when I remember to take it. But I am at that for at least like a month and a half. But I also now have fibromyalgia,
Mm-hmm.
another shitty, incurable fucking disease.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm more want to go up be on the higher dose for that because now I realize all my pain in the last 7, 8 months was more fibromyalgia when I thought it was all MS relapse this whole time.
Right.
But I knew
That's
at least
why
I
Coco,
wasn't losing it.
that's why they
Coco,
put
this is Rick. A couple of things. One, I have I know someone who did exactly the same thing, but with venlafaxine, Effexor, extended
Hmm.
release venlafaxine, and counted out each one of those little
Uh-huh.
damn pills and tried to wean herself off of it. And now I have to tell you, I use venlafaxine. I have done for 20 years, since 24 years, since 2000. And fortunately, I'm not sensitive to the dosage. I
Mm-hmm.
know when my dosage is too low and I can increase it. And when I was on my own cancer therapy, I needed to increase my dose for a while. And so I'd go up, I'd go down, I could change things around. Um, so I do, but I do get what you're doing and I am empathetic. The second thing I want to tell you is that my sister suffers from fibromyalgia, which probably followed a very serious intestinal surgery because her colon burst a few years ago. And um, she is just starting Cymbalta this week. And like you, she's very, very sensitive to drugs. And she's also quite knowledgeable about fibromyalgia. So I think you and she should talk to each other.
I would love that because I just
Okay.
got diagnosed with that February 23rd, which was fucking
Okay.
unreal. because I was diagnosed with MS February 3rd. So the 2 and the 3 is just messing with me, you know?
Okay.
And
Yep.
I don't have anyone to talk about it with because I don't know anybody with fibro. Well, I know one
Okay.
person, but I'm not
Well,
sharing
we
that with him.
we've actually talked about having a chronic pain group
Oh, I would. Yes, that's
here.
what I'm looking for. That is exactly what I
I
want to
know.
find.
And we really want to do it, but the problem for AnCan in doing that is we don't have access to people. We could probably find some moderators because we know enough moderators, but we don't have access to people to advertise the group to pull them in. And we've tried to partner with other organizations, and they don't want to partner. But if you have any way to think about how to do it, I mean, my sister said she would be happy to moderate, and she's a trained moderator, AnCan trained moderator. And anyway, here's the bottom line:
Yes, I
shoot
would love
me
to help with this, getting this
shoot
started.
me first step, shoot me an email, or not an email, send me put in the chat window right now how to contact, how you want to be contacted, and I'll get, my sister's name is Darren, and
Do
I'll
the
have her reach
chats,
out to you tomorrow.
do the chats get seen if someone watches the video over?
No, they'll post
um
Okay.
part of the chat, but they'll delete the like confidential information.
Like,
so
okay, because
i
that's maybe you can put
I
your number in there and I'll send a text message to you with my name and information. Is that okay?
No, here's what to do. Put it in the chat, but where it says everyone at the bottom, click on that,
Okay.
and then select Ancan Rick and send it to me, and
Got
that
it.
doesn't get recorded, okay? And send it to
Perfect.
me. What time zone are you in?
I'm in Central. What about her?
Pacific.
What is the time
2 hours.
difference? 2 hours.
2 hours difference.
Is it ahead or below or behind? Ahead or
Behind
below?
She's behind
California.
you. She's in Los Angeles. I've got it, and I'm sending it to her right
Okay, so it's
now.
7 o'clock for her. Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would love to talk to someone with fibromyalgia. And I've been asking, I live in Chicago and I'm switching doctors, a neurologist, and I've asked everybody, at Northwestern, at Rush, is there a chronic pain? Is there a chronic pain? No, 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 no.
Okay, well,
But
she may have some ideas for you, and 'cause I don't want to take more time in this group, but I will have her reach out to you tomorrow, and she probably would be very interested to know how you're responding to the Cymbalta from
yeah,
her, because she's starting Cymbalta like yesterday or today.
I would tell her do not take the well, I would say do not
Well,
take it at full.
yeah, what she can do, because I'm very sensitive to those medications too, is she can, obviously ask her doctor.
Yeah,
Um, she can start the 20s, or she can do 20 every other day. Since it's a
Okay,
capsule, it's a little, you can't break it like you can a tablet. You can try to, measure out all the beads inside of it. That's, you can do it, but it's a pain.
it's
it is a
But
crazy. I know it's a
I did
real
it
yeah,
for a
and
pain.
year and a half. Yeah, it's a
yeah,
pain.
As Coco will tell us. All
but you can
right,
do
I'm
every other
sending this
day.
message on.
And what's how do you spell her name?
I'll put it in the chat window, okay?
That is fantastic. Thank you so much. And I would love to help start a chronic pain or yeah, I need to come on this morning. I think the reason I don't come on
Okay,
it
well, we'll
is
talk
because
about
it's
that in a
morning.
minute. We'll talk about that in time. Let's
Okay.
first of all get you sorted, okay?
That's awesome. Thanks, Rick.
Okay. They're dropping like flies, Kim.
Well, we had
They're
a
all
great,
dropping on like
we had a
flies.
couple of new people tonight. We had
Oh,
people
great.
return. It's been a great, we covered a wide variety of topics tonight, all over the board. Did we
Oh,
get
great.
your stuff answered, Andrea? I felt like we talked about you and then we just totally pivoted. Did you have enough time to talk about?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was just double checking. Okay. Um, so anyone else have anything that they wanted to talk or discuss tonight?
Just
Okay,
that
lots of
it's
great
late and it's
questions.
tired, so I'm going to be dropping off
Yeah,
too.
same.
Just remember in 2 weeks, the 23rd, we
Yes.
are switching our time to 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. That is just the second meeting of the month. The first meeting of the month will still be 8:30 Eastern time. So we'll start going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So
Right, right. So we should be able to confuse all of you with that
we're
pretty
confusing
well.
all of
We,
us. Yes.
we, we,
Yes.
we're looking forward to quick question. Frank, did the young lady that we wanted to connect, did she come on tonight?
You're
You're
on mute.
muted. You're muted. You're
You're muted.
muted, Frank.
She did not, but she sent me another message that she couldn't get on tonight, and she will get on in the future.
Okay,
So
what we'd like to do is to please connect her to Hannah, and put some names. I mean, we've got some younger people. There was that cool lady who was up in the desert. What was her name? Do you remember, Kim? The one who,
Yamila?
yeah, was it? Yeah,
Yamila?
and
I think I'm pronouncing it correctly.
so we had, but definitely we should connect her to Hannah. And who else do we have? Who else do we have that's like under 40?
Louis?
I
Well,
am.
Miss Kim. Oh, and Coco, you
Oh, I
too?
am not under 40. Thank you. But no, that's not true. No, Louis.
Okay. Oh,
Louis under.
Louie.
Oh, that's how I
Louie.
got in this group. I found out about this group from Louie. That's how I originally found it.
Yes. Louis would be
Oh.
your young crowd.
So
Um,
I think that Frank, if you could go back to her and say we can connect it to individuals like Hannah and Louie, and then we have other people like Elizabeth, who was diagnosed when she was in her 20s. And Kim, how old were you when you were diagnosed?
well, my symptoms started when I was 22, but I was diagnosed when I was 33.
So, even so, she's 26, and Carly, our original moderator, Carly, Podkowski or whatever it is, she was diagnosed real young. So, I could reach out to her if it's okay by you, but you blind copied me, so I didn't want to do that.
I'll send you her email address.
Okay, and tell her that I'll reach out to her, and I'll copy everybody, and some of these people I'm sure will reach out to her willingly. Right, Coco?
Yeah, sure. I mean, this is not a disease to do alone, and I don't have much support, so that's why I'm
We're
Right.
glad
tuning
you're
in.
here. We're glad you
Yeah.
made it tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
thank
are. We
you.
are. And it's great, and we're a good source of support, and
I
even
think I
if
would
you're only
I think I would come every time if it wasn't recorded. I think I don't like the recorded part, you know?
We understand that. That's fine.
No,
But
it's fine. The
that's why
reason
I stay away.
we actually, believe it or not, we get 70 or 80 people who listen to the recording. But we do think that's going to drop off when for the meeting that starts at 1:30. Hello, Miss Carmen, by the way. Hello.
Why
Hi,
do you think?
Rick. I was saying at the beginning of the meeting that I usually join on my iPad in my chair, and today I'm in my office and I have my laptop and then my bigger computer, which is why I'm kind of like this, because then I can actually see your faces. But it's opened up a whole new world of not only the moderator information, like just being able to see everything, but even just being able to see the chat properly. Because on your iPad, I was going
Yeah,
back and
I
forth, and then
know.
links, and it's such a hassle. So even though it's not as comfortable
I
here,
know.
it's a lot easier. So,
And Alexa told me about the nice things that you said, and we're so grateful. Thank you very much.
mhm,
So we really
yeah,
appreciate that. So
I'm looking
no,
forward
we're
to two
we're we're
weeks.
moving along. All right, so we better hang up before Kim actually starts snoring.
That could happen. That is very, very possible. Yes.
Well, well,
Great to
everybody,
see you all.
I will see you at the next 8:30 at night one because I won't be able to do the 1:30 because of work. So,
Yeah.
but
Feel
I
free
will.
to look, find it online and watch it to keep up to date. And if you're curious of what we've talked about,
Yeah, sure. And I definitely will email you, Kim, because I have some questions to ask, and maybe I could get your phone number so I can call you.
Yeah, it's easier for me to chat versus, like I said, it's pulling teeth to get me to write a response. I don't, that's just is how it is. I
That's
apologize.
fine because I still have a lot of questions too to talk to people about. So, I mean, I would love to be able to reach out to talk to someone.
Oh, absolutely. And good luck to
Corey, do
you
you
working
know?
next Monday.
Uh, sorry,
Bye,
what did you say,
everyone.
Kim?
Oh, just good luck to Corey going back to work next Monday because
Oh
they
yeah,
got delayed a
Corey.
week and stuff.
Do you
Hi,
know how to
Carmen.
find? Do you know how to find the recording?
No,
No.
how do we find them?
That's a great
Okay,
question. So,
go to YouTube and just put in AnCan Foundation.
Okay.
We have our page, or I can put I can put it in the chat window right now. Our
I
channel.
got
Hold on a
it.
minute.
I got it.
You
Let me
got it?
ask. Let me ask you something. For all you guys that sent your emails through this tonight,
Hmm.
do I just get back on this page and then I can pull up them emails, or how do I do that?
Okay. Go to the three dots at the three vertical dots next to the X at the top of the chat. Do you see that?
Yes.
And then hit download chat messages.
Oh, apparently
Now,
that was one. Download. Oh, hold on. That said leave sessions. Uh,
do you do you have that option on your telephone, Corey, or not?
I no, I don't, Rick.
Oh,
All,
I don't
Well,
all I
know how you.
can you write them down and then we'll wait to close out the
have,
room until you have them written down?
all I have on the bottom it says mic, camera, more with three dots, and then leave.
Yeah, you may not have that option on the phone. That's sort of what Carmen was saying before.
Okay.
You get a better
Hmm.
experience, right, Miss Carmen?
Yeah, exactly. I just downloaded the chat, so I'm just taking a look to see if it could potentially be sent by email.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe Carmen can send you the
I
chat
did
via email or something.
I did put my email in there.
I'm just
Okay, I
opening it.
think did you not get a reminder for this meeting, Corey?
Yes, I did. It came through on my email.
Yeah, so we've already got you. We do have your email. Um,
This doesn't
and
seem to be working. Sorry. Hold
okay,
a
well,
second.
here's what I'll do. I'll download. I'll try and download the chat messages. I've downloaded the chat messages, and I'll send them to you, Corey.
Okay, thank you.
Now, our YouTube channel, Kim put it in the chat window.
Okay.
I know you're on the phone, so it's hard for you, but if you look for AnCan Foundation on YouTube, you'll find it, and then you just have to you can go to the MS playlist and you can go back as long as you like and listen to each
Awesome.
version. Um, and then since you won't be able to make the earlier meeting, you'll be able to catch that. And
Okay.
that's the reason why I think we have 60, 70, 80 people that listen to because they don't want to stay up late, so they catch it that way.
Okay. Well,
Corey,
thank you.
is this you? Luschory at gmail.com?
Yeah, Lusch
Yep.
Corey Cory at gmail.com.
Okay, I actually have it. Rick, did you do it already? Because I can do it.
No, thank you
Oh,
so much,
yeah.
Carmen.
Okay,
I
I'll do it.
appreciate it. All right.
Nice seeing you
Should I
all.
close out the room? Are we
Nice
ready
Thank
to
meeting
you,
go?
everybody.
everyone. Thanks, Kim, for sending me a message. I was like, I want to connect. Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
Bye,
Good night.
everyone.
You
Bye.
Bye.
Good
guys
night,
have a great
everybody.
night.
Good night.
Bye.